Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is a Thursday, April 14th, 2016. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Mark Brantley, is hopeful that visa-free travel to Canada for citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis will be restored. During a recent interview to recap Diplomatic Week 2016, Minister Brantley said the government is making a strong case to restore the privilege for citizens. The first reason listed was the change in government in Canada in October 2015, which ushered in the Honourable Trudeau to the office of the Prime Minister. The Trudeau administration has demonstrated a more liberal and inclusive approach to policy matters, Minister Brantley said, including the removal of visas for nationals of Mexico wishing to travel to Canada. He said a reason given by the Canadian government to impose visa restrictions was the attempt by some nationals of Iran to use the St. Kitts and Nevis citizenship to avoid and evade sanctions imposed on their country. The sanctions have since been lifted, so it bolsters the argument that the underlying rationale for denying our people visa-free access to Canada has disappeared, Minister Brantley said. Discussions between representatives from St. Kitts and Nevis and Canada are expected to intensify within the coming weeks. According to officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, on Monday, April 11th, St. Kitts and Nevis's High Commissioner to Canada, Her Excellency Shirley Skerritt-Andrew, presented her credentials to Prime Minister Trudeau. This opens the door for a high-level delegation to visit the country and engage in bilateral meetings. Minister Brantley applauded Canadian High Commissioner to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Richard Handley, for his efforts to advance mutual interests. Prime Minister the Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris recently met with the Canadian diplomat and his staff during a visit to Barbados. His Excellency Dr. Everson Hull, St. Kitts and Nevis's permanent representative to the Organization of American States OAS, says his work at the Washington-based organization has been exciting as the OAS covers a wide range of issues. Ambassador Hull was among members of the St. Christopher and Nevis Diplomatic Corps who visited Nevis last week as part of activities for Diplomatic Week. Speaking to the Department of Information, he highlighted some of the economic development issues that are of special interest to St. Kitts and Nevis.
We have been blacklisted in the past or treated as a tax haven. That's a bit unfair to us, and of course that has taken some effort on our part to try to get the word out to the general public that this is indeed very, very harmful to us. The District of Columbia recently blacklisted us and labeled us as a tax haven, and I think because of the lobbying efforts of the OAS, we were able to get them to back away from that very tough position that they held.
He also spoke to the international bank's threat of the withdrawal of correspondent banking services to regional institutions.
What happens is that the typical household in New York who wishes to send money, say, on an emergency basis to folks at home would typically send a bank wire. That bank wire in the past had cost about $20 to transmit, and the funds could actually reach the bank in St. Kitts within about an hour or so. Now, that has been changed because a number of banks have chosen to terminate those services, and that is perhaps one of the biggest problems that we've been facing right now, which the OAS has been very much involved in trying to address. Because what it means, therefore, is that if the correspondent banking services are cut off, it means that it makes it more difficult to transmit funds, which are critically important to our development and critically important to our households there. Our economies depend a great deal upon the financial services sector, and to the extent that that is disrupted in any way, it's very, very harmful to our economic growth and development. So that's one of the things that we've been trying to deal with at the OAS and trying to see if we could develop effective ways of working around that.
Ambassador Hull, an economist by profession, was appointed St. Kitts and Nevis's permanent representative to the OAS in July 2015. Secondary school students in St. Kitts and Nevis are being invited to participate in a proposed Narrows Marine Managed Area essay contest for a chance to win a Samsung Galaxy Tablet E, a Samsung Galaxy J2, an Alcatel tablet, a Kindle Fire, or a digital camera. Entries should outline 3 ways in which climate change affects the coral species in the proposed Narrows Marine Managed Area. Outline 2 ways in which having a conservation zone and a fishing priority zone would benefit the proposed Narrows Marine Managed Area, or outline 3 ways in which coastal development would affect the proposed Narrows Marine Managed Area. The essays will be judged in 2 categories, ages 12 to 14 years and ages 15 to 17 years. The deadline for submission is April 27, 2016. The essay contest is sponsored by the Eastern Caribbean Marine Managed Areas Network, the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society NHCS, and the Department of Marine Resources on St. Kitts have organized the contest to help students become aware of the establishment of St. Kitts and Nevis's first marine managed area. For more information and guidelines, visit the NHCS website www.nevisheritage.org. Still to come.
The steering committee of the Nevis Island Youth Council has been doing a lot to get our young people out and involved for Youth Month and beyond.
The details after this break.
The second Nevis Blues Festival runs April 14th to 16th. Enjoy 3 nights of the best in blues, soul, and rock right on the beach at Awali Bay with international artists from the USA, the UK, Ireland, and the Netherlands. The Nevis Blues Festival is the Caribbean's most exciting new festival. See you there.
Queen City Nevis, cricket is back. It is back at the El Camino Willet Park. Come on out and support your Nevis men's 50-over team as they participate in the Leeward Islands tournament. The action takes place at the El Camino Willet Park. First game is on Thursday, 21st April 2016, Nevis versus USVI. Come on out and support your stars. Kyron Powell, Adelvin Phillip. Oh, they are just some names that you're going to hear about. So remember, go to the El Camino Willet Park and support Leeward Islands cricket in a big way. It's back, and it's back with a bang.
We dominate the streets again and again. We are the sweetest, sweetest, and I will never let you go. Been waiting all this time for you. Been waiting so long for you. Come around, I are the sweetest, sweetest, and I will never let you go.
Celebrating the old, showcasing the new. Culturama 42.
You got the sweetest.
As a responsible citizen, your tax dollars protect our environment. Pay your taxes on time. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis.
Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. The Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force are investigating an incident of shooting at with intent that occurred about 7:45 last night in the Rollins Pasture area in Newcastle. Investigations have revealed that 3 persons pulled up at a friend's home for a social call and upon exiting their vehicle were shot at by an unknown assailant or assailants driving by in a vehicle. No one was injured. The scene was processed by the police, who are urging any person who may have seen anything out of the ordinary in the area last night to call any police station or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477 with that information. In a celebration of Youth Month, the Nevis Island Youth Council's NIYC Steering Committee has embarked on a number of activities which began on April 1st, 2016. Chairperson of the Steering Committee, Kamara Lee, told us about the activities that have taken place so far.
We held an open day on the town on the 1st of April where the young persons and other persons as well got a chance to interact with the steering committee and volunteers, as well as to hear their views about some of the issues that are affecting them. What we did with the information that we gathered, we held a panel discussion youth talk on April 7th at Von Radio, where we discussed a number of the issues.
Lee says her committee is also hosting a number of parish drives, one of which was held at the Gingerland Secondary School's auditorium.
We have engaged in a number of parish drives. On Monday 11th, we went into the Gingerland area. We had a town hall meeting at the Gingerland Secondary School's auditorium, and I must say it was well attended. I think it was a very successful meeting. In attendance, we had about 40 persons from the area, where they openly spoke to us about some of the issues that are affecting them. And these are the things that we like to see, that we are encouraging, because the Nevis Island Youth Council, as you know, we are revamping ourselves and making ourselves bigger and better to represent the youth on the island of Nevis.
She also listed a number of other town hall meetings which would be held in each parish, and briefly mentioned the other activities scheduled to take place for Youth Month 2016.
We will be going into the St. Thomas's area on Monday the 18th. We will be at the Cotton Ground Community Center to meet with the young people there. On the 25th, we will be in Bath Village, and we will be meeting with the young people in that area. All meetings will commence at 6:30. In addition, we have coming up on the 21st a spoken word event where we are encouraging poets and young individuals to come out and express themselves through poetry. And on the 28th, we will be having a Roadmap to Success workshop where we will be targeting school leavers, helping them to prepare for the world of work. And on the 30th, we will be taking part in an event with the Department of Youth and Sports where we will engage in a bonfire open day fun activity.
Youth Month 2016 is being celebrated under the theme Youth Lead, Not Tomorrow, Today. The Barbados-based Caribbean Examinations Council CXC says it will soon implement electronic testing to allow candidates to take their examinations on a computer or electronic device. Electronic testing will bring regional learners up to speed with worldwide test-taking practices and provide them with the flexibility to interact with images, video, audio, and other resources during their examinations. CXC's electronic testing format will adhere to world-class security standards, which will guarantee the integrity of the test taken. The Council will launch this platform for all January 2017 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC multiple choice exams, said CXC, which is the examining body that provides educational certifications in 16 English-speaking Commonwealth Caribbean countries. CXC, which will pilot its electronic testing platform during the week of April 25th, says this is an excellent opportunity for candidates who are registered for the May-June 2016 CSEC and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE to practice ahead of their exams. Both CSEC and CAPE candidates selected to participate in the electronic pre-test must be registered for the May-June 2016 examinations. And that concludes this evening's presentation of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing. Good night.